Welcome to Music Podcast Rewinding from Montenegro. Thank you for your time. First, I want to ask you about these 4 decades online shows you guys recorded. How does it feel to record without audience, and you haven't done it early, and you have a chance to see it from your home? that's different stuff either.
Well, it's very different. I have to say that we did 4 concerts, and the first one was really weird because you just can't get used to the fact there are no people. But I started to realize that there are people, they're just not in front of me. And so by the second one, I understood, like, it doesn't matter right in front of me. I'm playing to all these people in the world, and it kind of, it got my emotions back up. I think I successfully projected an audience.
And how does it feel to watch it from home?
It's funny. I watch it. I'm doing it because I'm in the comments. I like to talk to people while they go on. So I'm really more reading than watching. But I don't know. It seems cool. I just don't. I don't really watch myself a lot, like in real life. So it seems fun, but I just go and say, okay, well, does the guitar look cool? Yes. And then I go back to talking to people.
Yeah. And do you think that this concept you guys will bring either if there is a virus or not? Do you have this in plans?
I'm sorry, could you say it again?
Do you have this concept in plans, beside this thing with virus? Do you guys plan to play 4 decade shows?
Well, I mean, it's hard because, like, what we have for online is 4 hours.
Yeah.
We're too old to play 4 hours. I don't think anybody wants to see Bad Religion for 4 hours. But what you are seeing is certain songs that we were preparing to play for 2020 for the 40-year anniversary. So the answer is that some of the songs you've seen now that we don't play anymore, we will play as soon as we can come out and see people.
Yeah, and during the years since you're in band, how often you have chance to be home since you started this series? Special about that also.
Yeah, I haven't been home for 26 years. It's really, this summer was crazy because I'm always out, and I love to do it so much, and I'm home and I feel kind of useless. Like, what am I, I'm in my wife's way, she's used to me being gone too. And so now I'm there all the time. Hey, honey, what are we doing? And she's, she has a job, so she's like at home working, and going like, fuck you, go do something, so it was kind of weird, but it was good practice because, we may not be going anywhere this summer too. So I think I've learned patience and tolerance for sure.
Yeah, and also you celebrate 40 years of the band this year, and band published a book. Are you satisfied with the final product?
Yeah, I think the book is it's really good for Bad Religion fans, and it was fun for me to read it because there are things about Brett and Jay and Greg that I did not know after all these years. So I think it's fun to read, and I think it has tons of information. I think it's what a band book should be, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, and what fascinates me, I spoke to Jim Roland, the co-author. He gave a great view on you guys and your work, and he said that he is in the punk world since 19th or so. He didn't know about you for years, what's happening, but he gave great perspective of the band.
Yeah, well, he was he did a great job. He was very diligent, and he spent a lot of time with us. the effort that he put in was amazing. So that's helpful too, to have a good author who respected the band, but also enjoyed the band. And it was fun when Jim came around.
Yeah.
We like him.
Yeah. What's interesting about the band also is a lineup changes during the years. Was it difficult to you to adjust to new members, different styles of playing?
Well, we've been very lucky that every time we've had to change, we've gotten somebody who does better things in different ways. It's never a replacement. It's like a new way of approaching things. And for me, that's exciting, because being in a band this long, a great way to breathe life into the old material is have a fresh perspective. And the way Jamie and Mike play is way different than how Brooks played, and Mike is way different than Hetson. But also these things happen. It's like, we can't really, what do we do? Because somebody leaves, what do? We don't stop. Bad Religion is bigger than the people. Yeah. I think it's, you have to preserve and respect that legend, even if you're in it. And so I like the change, and especially when you hear the new record, Age of Unreason, you can really see what these guys brought. And I look forward. They seem very happy, and they're both kind of, relatively young. So hopefully they'll stay around for a while.
Yeah. And when we talk about musical side, one of the trademarks of the bands are vocal harmonies. On record, it sounds abnormally good, but is it hard, also you sing live, is it hard to bring and maintain that sort of singing live from the record?
Oh, it's impossible, and we do a terrible job. Yeah, I mean, we're just trying our best, but you can't, when you're recording, you can do it again. Okay. And also you have, there's just Brett is a great singer, and he loves to sing on the records. And in that controlled environment, you get a couple shots. Okay, that one. And live, you're just trying to keep up. I think the good thing is that when you see Bad Religion, especially if you're a big fan, you kind of hear the backing vocal in your head, because Graffin's great. So when Graffin still sings just perfect, right? So if he's doing it, you kind of fill in the fact that Jay and I are terrible. But now we have Jamie, and Jamie's good. Yeah. So he's been kind of, I think he's helping save us. But, Jay and I are just punk rock guitar and bass players. We never really, we're never going to be great singers, but I think it's about the passion of doing it and just doing your best. We're never perfect.
But my sense is that also live mix of your concerts is very important.
Yeah.
Sound band who doing that show just to do that right thing with vocals. And like you said, it always sounds good as it can be on live concerts.
Yeah, we try.
And do you have same sound man for records and live?
No, live we have the same guy, Ronnie. He's been in 26 years, and he is a fantastic live sound man. For records, it's different producers. Sometimes we did a number of records with our friend Joe Barisi. Brett is sort of involved too. Like Brett, when we record, Brett is mixing too. So it's a different environment, again, because it's controlled. It's contained. But it's I think it's fun that way. They're different. They're really different jobs. It's like racing motocross and F1. They're just different. Yeah. They're both races, but wildly different.
Yeah. And I gotta ask you, this year it's been crazy for America. Besides this virus, racial tensions, police brutality and killings, elections. How you comment all that stuff? How that affects you? And What changes do you expecting from new president?
Well, I mean, it's been a horrible time in America for not just this year, but for 4 years, because we've learned what a huge proportion of our country they are scared of brown and black people, and they are full of hate, and they just are not ready to join the 21st century. They don't understand about harmony, and this terrible man, this Trump, this clown, has just done nothing but agitate and make rip the wound way more open, so we really see how bad it is. The good thing that comes from this is that we know how bad it is, and you can only really heal when you understand how far apart everybody is. And I am very hopeful that it's not that I think Joe Biden will save America.
Yeah.
The only people who can save America are Americans. What I see in Joe Biden is at least a leader who cares about people and wants to help out, as opposed to hating people and only wanting to help himself. I mean, having Donald Trump is our first experience with things that so many other countries all over the world have been dealing with forever. I mean, there have been, these sort of quasi-fascist regimes masquerading as democracies in hundreds of countries, and now it's time for the U.S. And you think it won't happen to you, but it can. And I understand now how it happens everywhere else. So I'm glad that things are changing, and hopefully we can learn from this.
Yeah, and the age of our reason, is it answer to all that stuff we talked about? And how you all in the band participate with your ideas about politics and religion and other stuff? How you choose what themes will be the next songs?
Well, what happens is that Brett and Greg write the songs, but as a collective, we get to we look at them and decide if everyone is on the same page. And if one band member says, "Look, I can't." I mean, none of us are religious, but we're not all atheists. So that's a very fine line. That there are some people who have faith that there's something. Yeah. I don't think so. And so when you're writing songs, you have to respect that. It's bullshit if everyone in the band doesn't feel the same way. Yeah. Then it's just like you're just play acting. So we go through them, and songs that aren't going to work for everybody, they go away. We just don't release them. And I think that's the fair way. I mean, it's even though Greg and Brett have these words in their heads, I mean, the whole, as I said, Bad Religion is bigger than just the people. Yeah. Everyone has to be in harmony to make it work.
But you are very productive in that way, because you have a lot of albums, and it seems then that you all agree with a lot of themes and stuff you write about. That's really rare. About a lot of bands are splitting up after one EP or album because of different opinions.
Well, they I think that it's Bad Religion is not singing about radical things.
Right.
I mean, it's very common sense issues, and we're just, I know I have lots of friends, groups of 5 or 10 friends who all feel the same way, but they're not in bands. They just hang out and go have dinner and drinks. I mean, it's the same thing. We're just very lucky that we really like each other and like to spend time with each other. And we have, our minds are going the same way. We're about, social justice and equality and the environment and all these things that are for me, seem so simple, but are very hard for, say, the drummer in System of a Down to understand. Why have a great band stop because one guy, you know, it just doesn't make any sense. That guy shouldn't be in the band in the first place. If you're a pro-Trump guy and you're playing with these people who very much care about humans, that's not a band, you know?
And do you think that that common sense could prevail in these systems and this world? Because
I think,
everything I see is not like that. I started.
I know.
That common sense is utopia.
I don't know. I think that you get closer. I think it does get closer, and it's, you know, it's taken it's so slow, the change. But if you look at it, even though there are places who have gotten so far and then fallen back, there's a lot of problems like that. There's you know, there's in Eastern Europe and in South America where you think that you're there, and just like the United States, looks like we're trying to do something, and we get wham, just get knocked back with this Trump, and the fact that it's not Trump himself, it's the fact that he got this far. That means other people believe in this shit too. You have no choice but to keep working. And I do believe that humans are basically good. And I do believe that people want to help others and want to help the environment, and they want to keep you know, they want to keep everybody safe. I think this is just in you. And so it takes a long time, but I think eventually, you know, long after we're dead, but, you know, I think eventually for our children and their children, they might figure it out. I am very hopeful.
Yeah. And what do you think about punk rock today when we speak about politics? And we were witness that a lot of musicians have that common sense for making good stuff in this world. What do you think that punk rock today has to give?
Well, punk rock is protest music. And if you look at punk, you know, it is an early example of music about people who were not happy with inequality and injustice. And I mean, this goes back, you know, this goes back even to Ramones, even though they were kind of cartoony, but think about the Clash, you know, in 1976, they're already writing about racism. And punk has always been great for that. It's you know, it is definitely, as I said, protest music, and so it's not trying to make everybody happy. It's a forceful expression, and I think that the state of punk is stronger than it's ever been. There are more people doing it. There are more people who, like, one day they say fuck this and they learn to play guitar, and they go and they, you know, I still go to these little shows, like at someone's house, like a secret basement show and things like that. And I'm blown away. The energy is so crazy. It's just like when I was little, when I was 15 and Minor Threat was playing at someone's house because their parents were gone, you know, like just some little, like, shh, hope the cops don't come. And it's the same exact thing now. And that gives me such pride and also such hope.
Yeah, I read that you're a big Sleaford Mods fan.
Huge. They're awesome. They're like the Exploited. They sound to me like the Exploited and the Beastie Boys a little bit. Like, and the singer, I mean, they're just, I love it. Great lyrics. And also I'm a very big Anglophile. Like, I wish I had been born in fucking London or Sheffield, any I don't care, Wales, anywhere. I'm so attracted to that culture and the language and the style and the history. So they're perfect. I love them. I think that, you know, they're the best band I have found I found them maybe 8 years ago. Best find I've had in the 21st century. Sleaford Mods, go see them.
Few questions for the end. I always wanted to ask you how you managed to play in all that bands through your career. In recent times, you have fake names and beat threats, both bands with releases. What are you expecting from those bands in future?
Well, I can do all those bands because I just skip lunch. And it works out. Well, in the future, we all, if this virus had not happened, fake names, we were going to do shows in 2020. And really the order is this: Bad Religion. And then when Bad Religion is home, I can do fake names, which I totally will do. And also because we have Refused over here. Yeah. So we find out when Dennis and I can get free, and then we're going to play shows. And the band is awesome. It's so fun. And so that's for that. And Beach Rats is like my local hardcore band. It's because everybody lives here. We practice at my house, and we all live really close and hang out. And we've played some shows because we can just go up to Brooklyn or go up, like to Philly and just drive, like play a show and come home, like in the van, just like 1980. It's cool. So, and that's also, then we have to tour based on the Bouncing Souls, because that's their big band. So it's, I think that unfortunately Beach Rats is third on the touring list, but during all this pandemic, we wrote and recorded a new full-length Beach Rats album, which is great. And we're just finishing mixing it now. So hopefully it'll be out, in a few months or however long it takes to put records out. But there's a whole full-length from Beach Rats. Also, we recorded more fake names. So we're going to have an EP on Epitaph, and that is, we're waiting for Dennis because he's in Sweden. And so it's kind of hard for him, right. He can't just fly over and sing, but as soon as he can, we're going to do it. So it's, I'm still been kind of busy, a little bit.
Keeping the spirit alive.
It's fun. It's also the only thing I know how to do. I'm not, it's too late. It's too late to learn a real thing. I don't know.
But you're doing it crazy. What's your favorite Bad Religion song to play live?
Portrait of Authority.
Oh.
And we never play it. And I love it. I think it's my favorite Bad Religion song that is from when I'm not in the band.
Yeah.
For a one that I am in the band for, we only got to do it a few times, but the song Candidate off the new record is so much fun to play too. And we're going to play that as soon as we're allowed to play, because it says a lot. And it's just, I love the tempo, and it's just awesome.
Interesting. And for the end, I want to ask you, could you give a few tips for guitar beginners? What's the most important for you in playing guitar? I know
that's a very good question.
I know that story from your online classes way years ago about open chords.
Yeah, I think now it's just the idea is that the right hand is way more important than this. The pick hand, that's your helper right there. It doesn't matter if you're fast or smooth up here. It's like, I mean, for playing punk rock, it's the aggression is in the pick. And the more you practice, it becomes natural that you have this motor that's going. And that is, a lot of people, when they first start playing, you see them and they're always doing this. They're always looking here. Don't even look.
Yeah.
That's it. So that's just that's one piece of advice I can give the very beginner.
Yeah, that would be Joe Strummer style.
Exactly. Listen to Joe Strummer. What a great guitar player.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
Yeah, Brian, that's it for this time. Thank you very much for your time. Happy holidays, and I hope to see you in Europe very soon.
I do too. Thank you so much for calling me up. This has been awesome, and take it easy.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
See you later, man. Bye. If I know how.
I will do it. Thank you.